San Antonio firefighters had a tough time with this blaze on the southeast side, the wind posing a major challenge. Details on what officials think started this fire and if everyone made it out safely.
A driver killed in a rear-end crash with an 18-wheeler. We're going to take you to the scene for the latest on what police say happened.
Even through all the devastation, there still remains a lot of hope.
Dozens of families in Iowa left with nothing but hope and debris. Two twisters touching down over the weekend, killing at least half a dozen people and injuring more. We'll take you there for the latest on cleanup efforts in your morning headlines with our David Sears.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good Monday morning. It is March 7th.
Happy Monday. Happy spring break for a lot of people, although it does not feel like that at 47 degrees. The wind does not factor into that temperature at all. It is breezy out there and feels much cooler as we go outside with live cam and looking at some low-count clouds hanging in.
Yeah, clouds are going to stick around for at least the first half of the day. We've got wind chill values in the 30s and 40s. What a difference. What a difference from yesterday. We were in the 80s yesterday, and things have cooled down dramatically behind a cold front. Let's look at the numbers. And right now we're sitting at 48 degrees here in San Antonio, 41 Kerrville, 39 Fredericksburg, 40 in Junction. You go up across North Texas, there are temperatures in the teens right now, just to give you an idea of how cold this air mass is. We're not going to see numbers like that, but it is going to be chilly most of the day. 24-hour temperature change, we're down 23 degrees from where we were 24 hours ago. This is a pretty big change, pretty strong front. The satellite picture shows we've got a lot of cloud cover, some shower activity generally to the east and southeast of us. We still could see a couple more sprinkles before it's all said and done, but I think generally speaking, the rain will be moving out of here and we'll just be left with those cloudy skies. Wind gusts have been up there, gusting to 32 at the airport, gusting to 33 in New Braunfels, gusting to 28 in Hondo. Our forecast today, we'll keep it cloudy through the lunch hour and then some breaks in those clouds this afternoon. We'll get the temperatures up to around 53, so a little bit of a rebound. Winds stay gusty, and tomorrow could be even cooler with some more chances for rain, and we've got another front in the forecast this week. More on that coming up in just a bit. Let's go over to Stephen now. How are things looking right now after a busy morning?
Yeah, pretty busy Monday morning, Justin. Thankfully, drivers can breathe a slight sigh of relief. Let's get a closer look at TransGuide, see how things are shaping up at this hour. We did have a lot of issues during the GMSA earlier newscast, but right now things seem to be moving nice and smoothly through a lot of these shots at TransGuide. Stalls seem to be the big problem. We did have a crash that was right here off of 410 northbound at East Houston Street. Just checked the TransGuide cameras. Thankfully, that has since cleared out, but there's still somewhat of a slight slowdown there. Let's drive up here to Stone Oak Parkway because we did, Stone Oak, US 281 southbound at Loop 1604, we did have a stalled vehicle there. Bird's eye view of the map at 9:01. Let's get a look at how things are shaping up on the roadways. Lots of green, which means things are moving, but we do have a few stalls still out there, so remember to move over or slow down. Of course, it was a very busy morning, but thankfully things have calmed down. We'll continue to watch these roads closely, but as always, make sure you do the same. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Here's today's 9 at 9. Russian troops continue to pummel Ukrainian cities this morning despite Russia announcing a ceasefire. Officials from both sides are in a third round of talks as we speak. Meanwhile, NATO countries supporting Ukraine will have the green light to send fighter jets as part of their military aid, according to Secretary of State Antony Blinken.
Communities in central Iowa mourning the loss of friends, neighbors, and family members today. Authorities say 7 people died and 4 were hurt after tornadoes touched down just outside of the Des Moines area on Saturday. 2 children are among those killed. The storm's the deadliest to hit the state since 2008, when a tornado destroyed nearly 300 homes and killed 9 people.
If you haven't filled up your gas tank recently, you may want to soon. Gas prices are rising with no end in sight. The national average topped $4 over the weekend for the first time in over a decade. Prices are up 40 cents from last week. The record high average was $4.11 set back in 2008. Experts say that record could be shattered by the end of this week.
The world hit a grim new milestone in the COVID-19 pandemic this morning. Over 6 million people have died from the virus as the pandemic enters its third year. The milestone, the latest tragic reminder of the unrelenting nature of the virus, even as people are shedding masks. Travel is resuming and businesses are reopening around the globe. The latest million deaths were recorded in the past 4 months alone. The United States nearing 1 million reported deaths on its own, the largest official death toll in the world.
Americans can order more COVID tests from the Biden administration starting this week. President Joe Biden announced during his State of the Union last week that even if you have already ordered free tests, you can order 4 more from covidtest.gov. Once ordered, the tests usually take around 7 to 12 days to arrive.
Strong job growth across the U.S., now seen as a small sign that the grip of COVID may be loosening. Employers added 678,000 jobs last month, according to the Labor Department. The nation's unemployment rate dropped to 3.8%.
Netflix is suspending services in Russia amid the ongoing attacks on Ukraine. The company says over 1 million subscribers will be affected in Russia. Earlier this week, the streaming service paused all of its production in the country, including 4 original Russian TV series. Netflix hasn't specified what would happen to existing subscriber accounts in Russia or when or if service there might resume.
The pandemic could have a long-lasting effect on America's commuter railroads. Systems across the country still dealing with low ridership. The American Public Transportation Association says passenger counts on the 5 biggest systems are between 25 and 55% of pre-pandemic levels. And officials worry with more people working from home, those numbers may stay down.
If you had cereal for breakfast this morning, you celebrated a special day without even knowing it. Today is National Cereal Day. You may be asking why, and the answer is to celebrate America's favorite breakfast food. Americans have been eating cereal since the end of the 19th century. The industry was revolutionized in 1985 with cornflakes. Since then, dozens of different cereals have been produced. So what's your favorite cereal? And that's today's 9 at 9.
Top stories this morning. A man is dead after slamming his SUV into the back of an 18-wheeler early this morning on the city's southwest side.
Sarah Costa has been covering the crash all morning and shows us the damage from the scene.
Good morning. The southbound lanes of Loop 410 near Traders Village are back open after being closed for over 2 hours this morning after a man died on the highway. Just take a look at this video from earlier this morning. Police say they got the call around 3:45. for a driver pinned underneath an 18-wheeler. When police arrived at the crash, they determined the driver did not survive and had already died. Police say the 18-wheeler was pulled over onto the side of the highway when with its emergency lights on when the driver of the SUV slammed into the back of it. That crash taking off the whole front of the SUV. The driver of the 18-wheeler is okay and not injured. Police did say speed most likely played a role in the crash, but didn't say if anything like alcohol or driving under the influence was involved. Police did say that the driver that died on this scene was a male, but they did not give an age or his name. From the southwest side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Back to you.
Converse police are investigating a late-night shooting. It happened last night a little after 9 in Converse. Investigators say one person was shot twice in front of his home. He was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. Several shots were also fired at a neighboring house. Fortunately, no one was hurt inside there. So far, no arrests have been made. If you have any information, you are asked to call Converse police.
Overnight fire crews had their hands full battling a fire in the county. This was the scene a little before 5 this morning off Highway 181 South, not far from Old Corpus Christi Road. Fire officials say the flames quickly spread from the porch to the home because of high winds. Right now, an investigation is underway to figure out what sparked the fire. No one was hurt. In your morning headlines, video of the aftermath of those deadly tornadoes up in Iowa, and over 100 migrants run aground in Key Largo.
$1 million implosion, and talk about spilling your soda. David Sears is here to explain all of this morning.
A little sticky situation. Although some of it was diet, so maybe it wasn't quite.
Oh, not as bad, huh?
We'll get to that in just a second, but first, you are looking at one of those 2 deadly tornadoes that tore across the Iowa landscape over the weekend. Just look at the massive tornado this thing is. Look how big that is. Unbelievable. 7 people were killed, including 2 children. 1 man had to be rescued from his camper that was completely destroyed. The National Weather Service estimating that one of those tornadoes was an EF3. That means the winds were reaching speeds of 165 miles an hour. A motel owner lost it all. He built that motel from the ground up. He says he'll start over and he won't have to do it alone.
No, I think the community will be good. We have a pretty active Facebook site, and we had hundreds and hundreds of responses.
What does it mean to you?
30 years of hard work.
What an emotional time for those folks up there. The aerials give you another perspective of all the damage left behind. In one county alone, Madison County, between 25 and 30 houses badly damaged. Now you're looking at the U.S. Coast Guard helping Haitian migrants get to safety after their wooden boat ran aground in Key Largo. The Coast Guard and Miami-Dade Fire Department were called to the scene. The migrants were reportedly victims of a human smuggling ring. There were over 160 people on board that small boat. Many of the Haitians needed some medical attention when they got off. And this is always impressive video. That is a building in Florida imploding on purpose. It happened in Jacksonville. A lot of folks on land, and you can see just out in the water watching the incredible feat. The building abandoned for years. It was actually under construction back in 2007, but the construction stopped, and there it sat for all these years. Took a decade and a half, but crews were finally able to bring it down. The implosion cost $1 million. The developer wants to build the tallest skyscraper in Jacksonville. And now you're looking at a huge mess. That is a lot of Dr. Pepper and a little Diet Coke mixed in there. It's all over a California highway after the delivery truck overturned. It's actually an accident. The semi caught on fire. 2 other vehicles involved. The big rig driver was trapped until the firefighters showed up, and they were able to get him out of that cab. This happened on the eastbound side of I-10 near Sonoma. They had to close the highway for several hours while they cleaned things up. I kept waiting for, what's that guy's name? Justin Guarini. I can't wait for him to pop up with a broom or something and start helping them sweep.
Clean up. Yeah, that would have been appropriate.
Because they had, you see that big,
wow,
the big front loader there cleaning up all the. Man, that's a lot of Dr. Pepper.
That one's not a sweet one.
No,
not at all.
This time.
All right, thank you, David.
Right.
We'll wait for the Justin Guarini imitation later on.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
He's like, keep on waiting, buddy. 9:09, about 47 degrees, still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Local family recalling their experience of adopting Ukrainian children in the midst of war. We're going to introduce you to the Barnetts in our next half hour.
But first, did Batman make a real-life appearance at an Austin movie theater over the weekend? RJ Marquez has a look at this trending story on KSAT.com. Welcome back to 9:13 on your Monday morning.
And it's been a cold Monday morning, especially after the warm weekend we had.
Yeah, it's weather whiplash, as we call it, with that front that came through last night. Much colder this morning, and it's going to be a chilly day. Temperatures really are not going to warm up all that much. Let's look at the numbers across the state. You can see the difference. 31, Wichita Falls, 32 in Abilene, 22 in Amarillo. That's a spot that was at 18 earlier. And now we're sitting at 48 degrees. Those temperatures falling just a little bit from where we were last hour. So those temperatures may continue to tumble a little bit more before we rebound some this afternoon. 53 Pleasanton, 47 New Braunfels, 48 Hondo, 56 in Cotulla. And the forecast for the rest of today, we'll take it up to about 49 by 2 p.m., 53 later today. And that's if we see a little bit of sun, and I think we may later this evening. But in the meantime, it stays cloudy. And looking at the live cam, you can see that deck of clouds that's firmly in place right now. 52 degrees Stinson, 49 Kelly, 47 at Randolph, and a stout northerly wind out of the north-northeast at 23 miles per hour. Gusts have been anywhere from 30 to 40 miles per hour. We're still seeing some gusts close to 32 here in town, gusting to 33 in New Braunfels and gusting to 28 in Hondo. Wind chill values, they're in the low 40s right now here in town. You'll find wind chills in the 30s in the hill country. It feels like 31 right now in Fredericksburg. Again, what a change from what we were dealing with yesterday. In the wind gust forecast, well, it is going to stay gusty, I think, through midday, and then the winds try to calm some later this afternoon and this evening. But still, it's going to be a breezy day all the way around. And those winds will finally calm some as we get into tonight. There's a look at the satellite picture. A lot of clouds in place. Some breaks out west. Del Rio, you're starting to see some sun. Rock Springs, you may see a little bit here in the next couple of hours. And there are still a few very light showers working through the area south to north. But I think the rain really is over, and we didn't get much from this system, unfortunately. It was a little bit wet earlier this morning, but this activity, this lift, is now moving away from us. It's going to be a very active day, though, for places along the east coast and eastern half of the country as this system advances east. And then you've got some snow on the back side of it. And this is falling in areas that dealt with severe weather just a couple of days ago. So a very active pattern in place right now. Here's what our forecast looks like. We'll see some clearing this afternoon, especially out west, but the clouds build right back in tonight. And I think by tomorrow morning, we're going to be dealing with some showers, about a 30% chance of some showers. Best chance will be east of I-35 through the first half of the day. And then tomorrow afternoon, some clearing again out west. I don't know that San Antonio sees much clearing, though, tomorrow. And that's really going to keep temperatures on the cool side. Here's a look at the temperatures over the next 7 days. And we truly are on a roller coaster ride. 53 today, 50 tomorrow, but 60s and 70s by Wednesday and Thursday. Then we get another front. This one looks to be fairly strong. That knocks temperatures back down Friday before we warm up some again Saturday and Sunday. Here's how it looks on the 7-day forecast. 30% chance of rain tomorrow, mostly sunny Wednesday. I do think we get some fog Thursday morning. And looking at those cooler temperatures, as we said, Friday probably falling into the 40s by the afternoon with a few showers. And the other thing we need to point out here, Saturday and Sunday morning, we're expecting those temperatures to get down close to freezing both mornings. So if you're planning on doing planting this week, as I said earlier, don't do it. Just wait with a freeze possible both days, guys.
Are allergens bothering you, Justin, or were you a military drill instructor all weekend?
It must be. I guess, the allergen list is fairly long.
Right.
I think it's getting to me
it's getting
today.
to you.
I apologize.
No. Oh, you're good.
It's
you're
okay.
Good. Hang
Yeah.
in there.
Yes. 9:17, about 47 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA at 9, a look at trending stories on KSAT.com this morning, including the one with details on a new burger joint coming to San Antonio.
This morning on KSAT.com, thinking of something to do outside the box for spring break. How about going inside a local cave? Plus, a bat just hanging around causes big problems at a movie theater.
And there's a new spot in town to grab a burger from a popular chain just up the road. RJ Marquez joins us now this morning with those stories and more. Good morning.
We're always
Morning,
down for a
guys.
good burger, RJ.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. Well, this new place, a popular spot up the road in Austin. So we'll talk about this brand new location. Again, the whole Austin San Antonio thing, when it comes to food, very interesting.
It's a food bridge that works.
It is. I think this one will work out, definitely. But first of all, guys, we start here with caves. Yes, we're talking about caves. They likely aren't the first thing that comes to mind when you're thinking of things to do in the San Antonio area or Texas for that matter, but there are actually thousands of them just in the Hill Country alone. So right now on KSAT.com, we have a list of a dozen caves you can possibly explore, and one of the most well-known caves in our area that is open throughout the year, of course, is Natural Bridge Caverns, which offers tours throughout parts of the year of its cave system. So pretty interesting there. How about this one? Cave Without a Name, which I actually think is a great name, in Bernie, is another local cave that offers explorers a chance to visit. But this cave also hosts concerts. I've actually never heard of this one, guys. And another popular cave that's just a short drive from San Antonio is, of course, Bracken Cave, home to the largest bat colony in the world. So this cave is not open to the public, but members of Bat Conservation International are typically able to view what they call the bat emergence on designated nights each year. So make sure to call ahead, check times, availability, check out this full article on KSAT.com. You saw right there, we have a map with all of these caves just within our driving area.
Hey, folks, and if you've seen the ads or the billboards for places like Natural Bridge Caverns and you think it's kind of hokey, it's worth the trip. It is so cool.
Yeah, it is pretty in there. And maybe it'll be better. I guess it's cold outside. Maybe it'll be warmer in the cave.
That's true. Yeah, the temperature is probably a little bit warmer in that enclosed area. So I've actually never been to Natural Bridge, so need to go check that out.
It's really,
nice.
truly unique. And I mean, what a natural treasure here in our own backyard.
Absolutely, yeah. All right, guys, speaking of bats and things of that nature, live bats, if we're talking here. So watching them from a distance at some place like Bracken Cave, that might be pretty cool, but you probably don't want one flying around inside a packed movie theater. Well, that was the case over the weekend when a live bat caused a commotion inside an Austin theater Friday after a guest brought it in as a prank during, well, you guessed it, a Batman showing. a bat at a Batman showing. Staff became aware of the live bat flying around in the theater and stopped the movie and then tried to actually catch the creature. We have a video on our website right there showing the staff actually telling people what they were trying to do. They were trying to turn on some lights to draw the bat out, but later had to call animal control to take care of the matter. The theater offered to give refunds, but most of the people just decided to stick around and wait for the movie to restart. Theater personnel said more security measures would be implemented until further notice.
It says there, I was there. I tried to bait it into flying out with what, a Butterfinger?
Popcorn.
They were trying to do something, trying to get that bat. They should have got Manu Ginobili, right?
That's what Mark said earlier, yeah.
I was thinking, where is Manu when you need him?
The Coyote?
Or
also?
the Coyote.
Or the Coyote.
We had some options there.
Yeah.
But interesting scene there as a prank. So, not a great prank in my opinion, but nonetheless.
I mean, I get where they were going with that, but who actually follows through on that kind of thing?
Just carries in a live bat.
I mean, wow, what kind of bag was that? Dylan said, where do you get a bat? Well, actually in Austin, was it Congress Bridge? They have a lot of bats under the Congress Bridge. But you can't, you shouldn't go and
definitely not. Definitely
Wildlife officials and game wardens are doing this.
Don't do that. All right, guys, switching gears here a little bit. Popular Austin burger chain has opened up its second location right here in San Antonio. That would be P. Terry's Burger Stand is now open out there in Stone Oak. So P. Terry's is known for their burgers and fresh cut fries along with their milkshakes. Very nice. They also offer other sandwiches such as a chicken burger and a veggie burger. Got to have those on the menu. And the restaurant is also serving up breakfast from 7 to 11 a.m. with options like an egg burger, got to stick with the burger, and breakfast potatoes. So P. Terry's Stone Oak is open 7 days a week, and we have all that information at KSAT.com.
I really don't have an excuse to visit. That's like 1.5 miles from my house.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to have to go.
Convenient.
And then there's one on 1604 kind of right there, Huebner, Blanco area as well.
They've been very popular. I know in San Marcos, a lot of people were excited about that when they opened one up there. So, and that one's right off of 35. So, they've been pretty popular spots.
They're expanding very well here in the Alamo City.
Yeah, it's a good place to do it.
Can't get away, Mark.
Yeah.
You have to go buy one now.
I'll let you guys know.
Give us a full review.
Thank you for the heads up on that. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
My heart will thank you later. 925, about 47 degrees.
And local actors putting on a show for the community. Details on the latest play happening at the Woodlawn Theater.
But first, we introduce you to the Barnetts, a local family with more than one tie to Ukraine. Their journey of adopting 6 kids and how they're reacting to the wartime chaos overtaking what was once their home.
And a quick check of the roads with TransGuide out there looking at I-35, okay over there, and Loop 1604 at Kyle still looking all right at this moment. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Just about 9:30. The conflict in Ukraine feels very close to home for one San Antonio family who's adopted 6 children from the now war-torn country.
The family tells Lee Waldman seeing the country and people they love hurting is almost too much to bear.
There's never a quiet moment in the Barnett household. With 8 children, that's to be expected.
Copeland was our first adoption, and we adopted him at birth in 2002. Silas, and we adopted him from Texas Foster Care, and we got him in the summer of 2008.
Those were Stephanie's U.S. adoptions.
In October of 2011, we landed on U.S. soil with Teague, Trenton, and McLean. End of March 2015, landed on U.S. soil with Bowen, Chesney, and Rollin.
Yes, the other 6 were adopted from Ukraine.
We found out about the plight of orphans with special needs in different countries around the world.
All 6 of her Ukrainian children have Down syndrome. The family has one man to thank for making all of these adoptions happen.
His name is Serge Zevlever.
Zevlever has dual citizenship between his home country of Ukraine and the U.S.
His heart is in adoption, specifically children with special needs.
For decades, he's gone to orphanages and helped pair kids with loving homes. When fighting broke out in Ukraine, he knew he couldn't leave.
That's what he gave his breath, his life for.
According to Zevlever's family, he helped get a U.S. family across the Ukrainian border to Poland last Friday and then returned to Kyiv to fight. Serge was killed the next day.
About our children would not be here, and all of the other children would not be here because of Serge.
The man affectionately called Papa by so many orphans, gunned down in a war to protect the country he loved.
This man, what a hero. He gave his life. You know, he laid his life down.
Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're at 48 degrees. It hasn't really warmed up much since, I guess, 4 this morning.
It really hasn't. And in fact, temperatures may actually come down a little bit more, Stephanie, before we see a little bit of a rise in temperatures this afternoon. Bottom line, it's going to be a chilly, cloudy day. And it's also going to be windy. If you've been outside, you know that gusty winds at this hour. Let's look across the state. It's cold, 22 in Amarillo, 26 Lubbock, 32 in Abilene. We sit at 48, but this cold air is going to make it all the way down to the valley. It's 73 right now in Brownsville, but that temperature will drop here within the next couple of hours. You see where the cloud cover is, roughly the eastern half of the state, and we're sitting underneath those clouds here in San Antonio. Mostly cloudy, couple of showers east of town. But we expect that the rain showers will wind down and likely stay east of San Antonio throughout the rest of today. 41 in Kerrville, it's 40 Fredericksburg, 51 Del Rio, 51 in Uvalde. Wind gusts up there above 30 miles per hour, so it is a windy day. Those winds will calm some this afternoon, but still breezy. We make it up to about 53 by 4 p.m. with some sun trying to show up later this afternoon. Even cooler tomorrow, some more chances of rain and a lot of ups and downs this week. Another look at that 7-day forecast here in just a bit, guys.
Need to get him a hot tea and some lemon.
I think so.
Makes my throat hurt just hearing it. Oh, bless you, Justin. Hang in there. 410 at Broadway right now. Things are looking really good out there. Normal traffic flow at Loop 410 near Ingram Park Mall. Well, dollar stores, more Americans are shopping at them to save on groceries as inflation sends food prices soaring.
But is that where the best deals are? ABC's Becky Worley hit the stores to find out.
This is not a grocery store. It's a dollar store. 6 ounces, $1.25.
I think they look more and more like grocery stores, and I don't think that's on accident. Grocery is still what is driving traffic to stores.
But with more than 34,000 dollar stores across the United States, some experts saying they contribute to what's called food deserts, areas that don't have traditional grocery stores and lack fresh produce.
I think the concern at the end of the day is that, you know, it does take away from local and small business. They are very competitive on price.
Dollar stores in general tend to have a disproportionate amount of highly processed packaged foods and not a lot of fresh produce.
But now at certain dollar stores across the country, there's a push toward offering nuts, fruits, vegetables, and dairy products.
Things are changing for the better, especially because, you know, we've seen an effort to introduce a lot more frozen and fresh produce product.
So what options are available now? My producer and I visited stores in New Jersey and California to see what's offered. At this Family Dollar, no fresh produce and no frozen fruits or vegetables at all. Family Dollar says they are testing fresh food, but did not respond to our inquiries about nationwide availability. At this Dollar Tree we visited, lots of options. No fresh produce, but lots in the freezer. Corn, broccoli, there's cauliflower. At Dollar General, with 18,000 stores nationwide, they say close to 2,000 of their stores currently offer fresh food, with plans to up that number to 10,000 in several years, with a meaningful number of those stores in food deserts to address food insecurity. And at this Dollar General in New Jersey, we see lots of fresh fruits and vegetables along with frozen options. We showed our discoveries to nutritionist Amy Keating at Consumer Reports.
You see a disproportionate amount of highly processed packaged snacks, soda, frozen meals.
But Keating is hopeful as she looks at footage of the Dollar General that offers fresh food.
This looks great. I see fresh berries, apples, bananas, avocados. That's surprising.
She also highlights some healthier options you can sleuth out at all of the stores. Eggs, milk, and cheese were available at nearly all the stores we visited.
You can see that there are wholesome snacks like nuts, dried fruit.
She also points to healthy pantry staples like dried beans, rice, and canned tomatoes on the shelves.
And that was ABC's Becky Worley reporting.
Time now, 9:36 and about 48 degrees for now. Still ahead on GMSA at 9.
Preview of a new production underway at the Woodlawn Theater here in San Antonio. If you are looking for a way to support local artists, head on over to the Woodlawn Theater.
The Community Theater is currently putting on the classic musical Hairspray. In this week's backstage segment, our crew got a look at the new production.
The Woodlawn Theater is putting on a show that'll transport audiences to the 60s. We're talking with the cast about what audiences can expect when they watch Hairspray.
It's a fresh show. It's nothing that's like either like daunting or something that just makes you think too hard. It's one that just kind of draws you in and you have fun with it. It's kind of expecting the unexpected. You know the story, but to see it on stage, it's like, what can you do? Or like, what is that? Especially in San Antonio, because it's an artistic city, but because we don't get to see a lot of arts and shows that make like big New York stages, we get to have it here at the Woodlawn.
There's hilarious jokes, there's insane dance numbers, insanity. But the heart of the show really is like it's all fun and games, but I really think to the core of the story is love and integration and what we all really need, I think, especially right now with everything that's going on in the world.
Hairspray runs March 4th to March 27th. For more information, just visit KSAT.com. Adrian Ortega, KSAT 12 News.
Well, they've got it down.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be another option during spring break because it's kind of cold outside.
No doubt about that. Break a leg to everybody on the local production of Hairspray. All right, Justin, let's talk about the big chill out there right now.
What a change. Yes, much colder and windy today. That's sort of the big headline. The rain that we had with this front's pretty much passed us by at this point. And then as we get into tomorrow, even cooler, cloudy still, and we may see some morning showers again tomorrow. The rest of the week, it looks okay, except we're going to get another front on Friday, and this one may even be stronger. So a lot of ups and downs in the 7-day forecast. Take a look at the time lapse. We did have a couple showers earlier. Those have since gone away, and temperatures at this hour sitting at 48 degrees. We've got northeasterly winds at about 23 miles per hour, gusting higher than that. And the cloud cover is pretty thick. There's not a lot of breaks yet. I do think we could see some this afternoon. You're going to see more sun as you get out west. Places like Del Rio already seeing a little bit of that. But San Antonio, it'll take quite a bit more time. 48 degrees in Hondo, 42 Kerrville, 49 New Braunfels, 51 right now in Kennedy. In the forecast for today, we'll go up to about 49 by 2 p.m., 53 by 4 o'clock. That'll be our high temperature. So we rebound some. And then 52, 6 p.m. And expect those gusty winds all day long. Now, the strongest winds will be this morning, but I still think we'll get some gusts, maybe close to 25, 30, even later this afternoon. Right now, we're gusting at 32 here in town, gusting at 36 in New Braunfels, gusting at 30 in Kerrville, and that puts the wind chill value in the 40s and 30s. Feels like 40 in town right now, feels like 33 in Kerrville. And there's another look at the satellite picture here. And these clouds, they extend all the way up, and the rain extends all the way up into the Great Lakes. This is a big storm system, and it was bringing severe weather earlier to parts of Tennessee and Mississippi, Alabama. So a lot of that energy is starting to move away from us. Most of the western half of the state already starting to clear out. Here's what the forecast looks like today. Some clearing out west, even here in San Antonio, I think we see some. But then the clouds come right back in as we get into tonight and tomorrow morning. A 30% chance of showers as we get into tomorrow, with the best chance being east of I-35. And then by tomorrow afternoon, the rain moves away. And we'll get some clearing out west, but not as much as today. And I think San Antonio probably stays cloudy tomorrow. And that really is going to keep temperatures down. So today and tomorrow, pretty chilly. It's after that we do start to see temperatures warm up some. So 50 degrees tomorrow, 30% chance of showers, mainly in the morning, and then 66 Wednesday, mostly sunny. We'll get some morning fog on Thursday, all the way up to 76, and then another strong front comes through, and this knocks temperatures back down. As it stands right now, I think we start off in the 60s on Friday, but end up in the 40s. So another big cool down. And then Saturday and Sunday, we could be looking at a freeze during the morning hours both days. The afternoons will be nice, but the mornings will be chilly, and we could see another freeze. Keep in mind, the latest freeze we've ever seen here in San Antonio is in early April. So we still can get freezes this time of year, guys.
All right, we'll prepare for at least this weekend.
Yes.
Thank you, Justin. Oh boy, the struggles for our Spurs continue as the Silver and Black have now lost 4 straight games.
Now San Antonio hosts the Lakers tonight. David and RJ are back to discuss whether the Spurs can potentially turn things around before the season is over like that.
We need it because they're running out of time.
Yeah,
David's just shaking his head. He
not looking good, is it, David?
Enough of this.
Not looking good. I don't know.
Maybe they can beat these Lakers tonight.
You know what?
These Lakers.
Prior to
the way the players,
Saturday's game, maybe.
Yeah,
but,
the way the Lakers were playing up till Saturday's game, you probably could have beaten them. But then LeBron said, "I've had enough," and he goes off for 52 against Golden State, one of the best teams.
Maybe
in
the air conditioning will go out again.
Maybe so.
LeBron won't want to play.
Well, I
Get a little cramp up.
He can't overheat now. Just open up the door to the AT&T Center, apparently, right, Justin? Yeah. Don't
confirms,
talk. What's the deal with your voice over there, by the way? Don't talk.
He says he feels fine.
He's very.
He said.
It's all those old man jokes he tells about me coming back to bite him.
Maybe cheering on the Aggies too much over the weekend. I don't know what's.
See, we're trying to avoid talking about the Spurs.
He's upset about the Spurs.
Oh,
there you
man.
go.
And there's a reason for that, because Saturday night, this guy had a heck of a game. He had 17 in the first quarter. The Spurs had 30, and he had 17 of them.
Yes, he did. Finished with 33. But as we were saying, David, earlier, it was really the fourth quarter that Keldon struggled here. But still, a career-high 33 points. And as you mentioned, kind of got them off to a nice start here.
Why can the Spurs only play 46 minutes and not 48? What's the problem with the last 2 minutes of a game? I mean, it's like they just shut it down. They start turning it over. They make bad shots.
We're going to pick up the extra 2 minutes in the upcoming NBA draft?
Maybe so. I don't know, but it's just like, why can't you play 48? Why do you play 46?
Yeah,
you look good on the 46, but then the last 2 minutes it's like,
Yeah, and we see there DeJounte Murray with a couple of nice buckets here to close out some of the gap in the fourth quarter. But Spurs, again, as you mentioned, David, they are now, I think, 9-24 in these clutch time situations.
Oh, man.
Also, 0-33 when trailing after the third quarter.
Seriously?
Think about that.
0-33.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
0-33.
Yeah.
When trailing at the end of the and what was funny is they Charlotte hit a shot at the buzzer to get the lead going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So it was tied, and then Charlotte ends up with the lead. It's like, oh, well, then they throw that stat up there. 0-33 when they're losing going into the fourth quarter. Like, wow.
I have a suggestion, but that I'll wait. I know some stuff you guys want to get to.
Hey, don't wait on suggestions now, man. We run out of time. What do you got?
Yeah.
Stephanie's going to go to a couple games this week.
Oh, here we go. Yes. Turning things around. That's a good luck charm there.
Desperate times require desperate measures.
Exactly.
I hope it.
Stephanie can help him in the last 2 minutes.
You're going to Toronto, and which one?
Friday as well.
Toronto, and is Utah Friday?
Yes,
I think it is.
Yes,
the Jazz.
Yes.
Tough opponent.
Well,
there.
you pick some good ones to go to. Okay, so here's the deal. We got LA tonight. We'll do this.
Yes,
LA tonight.
Lakers tonight. LeBron.
Playoff team. Toronto next, playoff team. Utah next, playoff team. Indiana next, no playoff team. Minnesota after that, playoff team. OKC, no. New Orleans, no. But the Spurs are in the dogfight.
Well, New Orleans is in the
for that
they are
10th spot.
Well.
So
New Orleans has actually won, I think, 4 straight. They lost last night. So the Spurs now only behind 3 games. David, do you want to hear from Pop talking about their late game struggles?
Is it one of those 20-second sound bites where he just walks in, says a few words, and walks out?
Let's find out what Coach Pop had to say about this.
Okay.
Just, the end of quarters are still a learning situation for us. The end of the third quarter, we were up 6. And in about a minute and a half, we were down 1. And the same thing at the end of the game. So for a young group, that's the knowledge we got to take in and the understanding of how solid you have to be during those situations.
Is he in the lavatory of an airliner? What was that sound?
The Zoom quality there, not the best. The audio.
He was hiding.
Yeah. He probably was trying to hide. Just he wanted no part of.
But we're always. What are we going to? I mean, we're always learning. We're always learning. We're always learning. When are you going to actually finally learn this stuff and then go out and it's like. like being an accountant. You finally learn the numbers, and then you can actually go be an accountant, right? You're always learning, but you get to a point where you can actually do the job.
The numbers we need is just outscore the other opponents by more points at the end of games. That would be the biggest number that we need here. Tough stretch here for the Spurs. Again, they're now 3 games back of that last play-in spot.
Hey,
and
have you got your wardrobe picked out? You got your silver and black ready to go for Toronto and Utah?
Colors? I will. I'll be prepared.
Well, you got your throwback jersey, right? Do you have one of those throwback jerseys from the Fiesta jerseys?
Somewhere. Well, I have a Fiesta logo somewhere.
That'll work. Whatever. They need anything.
Anything.
Whatever you can do for them.
We'll sport it.
Can you shoot?
Me, no.
Okay,
my daughter, maybe.
Rooney, yes.
Rooney
can play.
Is Rooney going?
She's coming.
Okay.
Put her in one of those uniforms. Get her on. Whatever. We don't care. Whatever we got to do to get a basket.
That's a double rabbit's foot right there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So thank you for going.
Don't thank me yet.
The other interesting part about this is that Pop has just been stuck on this 1 game away, 1 win away from this Don Nelson record. I thought he would have broken it by now. Tonight would have been a nice opportunity to do that, but Spurs, not coming through here.
So he's still got to get a win to tie it, and then he's got to get another win to get it. And he's got 18 games left, and
Well, maybe LeBron will be tired tonight after such a big night the other night.
Right.
And the Spurs will come from behind and get a last-second win tonight.
Oh, that would be nice. That would tie the record. That'd be good.
I'm trying to find something.
I know LeBron and
this is all for Micah and plexiglass.
What about down here?
Okay.
We're looking for wood everywhere.
Man, need something. Justin, what are you doing? You're 6'4". You can shoot. Put me in, coach.
Might be
Justin,
you don't need to
struggling talking. Yeah, he might be struggling talking, but he can play.
Justin's demanding a 10-day contract, and then he'll talk.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we done?
I think we're done. You guys are off the hook now. RJ, David, thank you.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow. I'll see what the Lakers do tonight.
Okay.
Okay. We'll be here too.
Okay.
Go Spurs.
Okay.
He said that was a lot. Come on, Steph, give us a go Spurs.
Yes, I heard you. Go Spurs, go. We can do this. Hopefully LeBron has off night, right? Yeah.
Okay. 9:51, about 48 degrees.
We'll be right back.
Well, we are 7 days into the month, and there is a ton to do in and around San Antonio. We've got an article with a bunch of suggestions, especially for spring break weeks, on KSAT.com.
That's right. So on our website, at the top of the list, it was saying something about from sea to the stars, exploring past and present, but that was at the Whitty Museum. You could still go there during spring break. And of course, I know we talked a lot about the Spurs. We have a lot of games coming up this week and next week.
Abby's Attic Sewing School. Spring break campers can learn sewing skills March 7th through 8th at Abby's Attic Sewing School. Bob Dylan's going to be in town playing Majestic a week from today. That's next Monday, March 14th.
And also for you rockers, Drowning Pool on March 13th. They'll be performing as well.
Cat Williams, comedian bringing his World War III tour to the Freeman Coliseum. Consider a name change, Cat, if possible. Judas Priest is coming too, March 21st, Freeman Coliseum.
And this looks interesting, the Chicken Run and Farm Yoga. This is happening in Castroville on March 26th. So charity event raises money for Daily Bread Ministries.
There's a Quinceañera Expo coming up at the Convention Center on March 27th.
Going back to the band's ministry. Wow, the metal band will be here on March 28th. They're coming to the Aztec.
And then we've got Taste of the South Side coming up at the end of the month as well. Again, all this stuff and kind of a Fiesta primer on our website at KSAT.com.
Can't wait to. Bye, guys.
What? Yeah.